Let's take a look at quizzes. I'm here in my Comparative World Religions 12 course, and I'm in the content view. I'm just reviewing each of the activities in my course, and I've come across the first quiz on my course. Now I can go ahead and edit that quiz from here by going to the three dots and choosing to edit, or I can select go to quiz, and that will open the quiz in a new tab. So once I'm here, you'll notice up at the top a little bit of an alert. This is because Brightspace recently updated the teacher's view of quizzes and made some changes. So you can go ahead and dismiss that. And here I have the description of my quiz for the students. This tells them what they need to know in order to complete the quiz. I can see that it's graded out of 21 points. That has imported from Moodle, and it's in my gradebook. I haven't set a due date. If I go down, I can see that all my questions are there. If your course was imported back in July and you chose not to have a new import, your questions may not be here. So that is something that we will want to address. But all the courses that were recently imported, all of your questions should have come. It tells me that this question is worth 1 point. It's a true or false question, and it's also saved in the question library. Okay. If I, for some reason, wanted to change how much one of these questions was worth, I could select that question, and I could go to more actions, and I can set the points. Okay, I can set the points for that question. I can also, if I choose select all, the total points for this quiz is 21. I can set the points for the whole quiz. And if I go into an individual question, I can change my short description. Here's my question text. So this didn't show in my last view. And then here are the answers. Okay, you'll notice that I've got feedback for students whether they've got it correct or not. The students, this over here on the right-hand side with the gray background, this is what students see. And I keep scrolling down, and you can see that this question is worth 1 point. Now, if this is a getting active assignment, when I choose to save, you can save it just here in this quiz, or you can save it, the changes that you've made, also in the question bank. So I didn't really make any changes. Okay, so other actions that you can take. You can, let's say that this is a quiz that I'm going to use for my getting active assignment. So I need to assign some curricular competencies or content to it. So I'm going to choose the question that I want to link with the curriculum, go to more actions, and align to standards. Yes, I do want it to align to the standards in the question library as well. Okay, so I'm going to choose a big idea. I'm going to collapse those. Characteristics of religion and social study processes, and save. So now I've linked all three of those to that one question. Now, let's say that you would prefer to align those standards with the entire quiz. You can go up to the top and select all, and you can align standards to the entire quiz. Okay, over on the right hand, you'll see availability, dates, and conditions. This is where I could set a start and end date. I can add a release condition. So let's say that there's a video or something that they need to view or complete before they take this quiz. I can create a new release condition. So maybe this would be based on a content item. Okay, visited content topic. And then here in the condition details, I would select that they need to read chapter 1 of their textbook. Okay. Passwords are also in this availability section. And if you had a password set in Moodle, it did import. If you scroll down, the timing and display should also have imported from Moodle, but let's just take a look here. I'm going to manage the timing here. You can set it with no time limit. You can set just a recommended time limit. So this will tell them what you are estimating that it should take or no longer, or you can have an enforced time limit. I actually prefer to have this one as a recommended time limit, so I'm going to change that. And you can choose to have a clock show or not. The paging is how many questions per page. You can choose to shuffle your questions. Within the display, if you've set up hints, you can allow that. You can disable email notifications, instant messages and alerts, but this is only within Brightspace. Okay. Attempts and completion is the next category here. I have it set for 2 attempts. And then you can choose which attempt you would keep. A section here, attempts and completion, is also where you could put in your email address if you would like to receive an email notification when a student completes a quiz. So this might be useful on your Getting Active assignments. It's probably tedious to do for all quizzes or assignments, but for something that's maybe major that you want a more instant notification about, then this is where you can set that. And then finally, you have evaluation and feedback. Here, you can choose to auto-publish the results. So this will, when a student completes the quiz, it will automatically show them how well they've done, and it will show them their grade. You can customize this. So this is what a student sees. They see the message that you can set up, and you can change this. Your quiz has been submitted successfully. And then it gives them the grade that they achieved. It does not display the questions, answers, or the learners' responses, but you can edit all of these things. Okay. And you can select that it would show no questions, like I showed you, or it can have incorrect questions only with the questions answers shown, incorrect questions without the answers, all the questions, none of the questions. So there's lots of options here for customizing the student view upon completion of that quiz. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more because there is, I'll scroll up, sorry. Here, if you want to just preview all the questions, that is an option right under the description. There's an option to preview. Again, it pops up in a new window. And what I have to do is actually say that I'm going to start the quiz. And then when I start the quiz, you'll see a preview of the questions and the way that they are laid out for students. So you can see here I have 9 questions on page 1. They go to the next page, and there's 1 question, and final page has 1 question, and then they submit. This is something for you to note. They have this editing bar here in the essay questions, so they can put in headings, they can change their font, they can underline in bold. So there's lots of options there. They can insert equations and tables and images. This image one may only be a URL, like in assignments. The insert stuff, when you check it, you see all of these options, but they do not. Okay, their options are much more limited, so you can be reassured by that, I think, especially for quizzes. Okay, and then I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to save and close. So I went to this quiz from my content, but when I close it, it goes